The Padres pitcher they just brought up from El Paso, the San Diego kid. It's a grand slam. That's unbelievable.
Love that call. It's unbelievable. You know what's unbelievable? The Cleveland Browns bill that might be coming soon. Baker Mayfield entering his 4th season, and talks of an upcoming extension loom large. So yesterday, Mike Tannenbaum had this to say about paying Baker now.
I would not sign him to an extension. I would wait several years, and here's why. You are binding yourself to mediocrity. There's a lot of ways to evaluate the AFC quarterbacks, but at best, he's the 6th, maybe 7th best quarterback in the AFC. If you're the Cleveland Browns, because of Baker Mayfield's physical limitations of him being short and slow, you can't win a championship.
Binding yourself to mediocrity. Well, it seems like someone was watching yesterday, or at least scrolling through Twitter. Yes, Baker himself liked the video shared on the Get Up Twitter page of Mike T talking about Baker and his contract, maybe for some inspiration there. Let's bring in our guys. I just want to say it again, guys. Mike said, binding yourself to mediocrity is what you're doing if you sign Baker to a long-term extension. Not mincing words, D. Wood. So do you think it's fair? First, let me ask you this. He talks a lot about the size aspect. Is it fair to judge Baker on his size in the way that you heard?
Well, listen, nobody thought Drew Brees was Michael Vick out there, okay? Drew Brees is one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. And I'm not saying that Baker Mayfield is Drew Brees, but this whole notion of the whole size aspect from Mike T is just ridiculous. My thing is this. We all know that the Cleveland Browns has a really good roster that they put together, and Baker Mayfield in his first year in that system orchestrated really, really well. And so for me, it's not about the physical attributes; it's how efficient you are running that offense that the Cleveland Browns have there. So size doesn't matter or anything like that. Just go out there and win games and be bright in the brightest moments in the postseason. That'll get you that paycheck.
Yeah, okay. So, Rob, do you agree with Mike T?
No, look. I don't agree with the size thing. I mean, look, there is quarterbacks out there, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Drew Brees, that have success at a height disadvantage, right? So you can't just put the height thing on them. I would say that for me to go out there and pay him top dollar, what the top quarterbacks are making right now, I would like to see more out of him this season as far as just a pocket passer, drop back pass accurately, and taking care of the football. We all know they have a great running game. So with that running game sets up a lot of his play action and a lot of the movement that gets receivers open. So, you know, for me personally, I just need to see more drop back passing from Baker and accuracy throwing down the field. If he can do that this year, then he would answer a lot of my questions.
Yeah, and Rob, you make a great point. It's like, what will it take to get him paid like a top 10 quarterback? So, Jeff, I come to you because this is why this is so interesting, right? He's this guy who's kind of on the line. He could be not so great. He could be amazing. What are you hearing about his situation with Baker and the Browns in terms of the contract discussions?
First of all, just a quick point about Mike T. Like, you know, a former front office guy is getting comfortable in his TV analyst role and likes the gig and is not thinking about going back to the NFL when he's just burning the whole place down. Like, he's just like, whatever, never going to work in that league again. God, Mike T, man, coming hot. It's unbelievable. What were you saying? Oh, yeah, Baker and his deal. Look, his agent has kind of said, like, he actually thinks that there's a chance this deal could get done this summer. And, you know, we're in that window when that would potentially happen because he doesn't think that he necessarily needs for Josh Allen's deal, Lamar Jackson's deal to get done, that they have enough precedent within the market to understand what Baker needs. That, to me, is an optimistic sign that he's not. You know, we don't know exactly what the parameters are, but it doesn't feel necessarily like Baker's going into this saying, like, you know, I got to be the highest paid guy in the league. So to me, it feels like there is a chance here. And it feels like as long as Baker is being, you know, rational, sometimes guys bet on themselves. We've seen it with Dak Prescott, Joe Flacco going back. But if Baker's being reasonable about this, I think absolutely this could get done in a way that makes both sides very happy.
Okay, and then the question becomes, how does it get done? If you talk about top 10 quarterbacks right now in the league, Ryan Tannehill's like right around number 10, about $29 million a year. Does Baker enter that conversation? Does he bet on himself and see if he can get in that conversation, or does he end up behind that conversation in the 10 to 20 range in quarterbacks? We'll have to see how that plays out. All right, guys, we'll talk about this and more coming up. But first, let's get up and go this morning, starting with James Harden in Paris for Fashion Week. He was seen on a video with French police Thursday, but sources tell ESPN that Harden was not arrested and was never taken into custody. Media reports said Harden was on the street when a car was stopped after police smelled cannabis. Major League Baseball has extended the administrative leave of Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer.